Hi, this is Ivy from Gypsy Road. I am so excited because we finally received our Good and the Beautiful High School Language Arts course, and I want to show you about it a little bit, starting with the checkoff sheet. In the past, we've just completed the workbooks and set them off to the side, and that's, if the state ever asks, that's how we know what we've done. This comes with the checkoff sheet that allows the kids to be in charge of what they're doing. It also kind of breaks it down. Tells them how many days they should be spending on each thing. There's one for a 5-day week and one for a 4-day week. As we do 5-day school weeks, my son will be completing this sheet to keep up with what he's doing. I have divided the course into more administrative materials and then the actual unit studies themselves. And then my son will be using e-books for most of his readers. I'll get to those in a moment. Inside, I've got our spelling dictation, and this is the first unit's dictation. It tells me what they need, what I need to be looking for as I'm checking it. If you need more help with how to do dictation, Jenny has a lot of videos online that tell you what spelling dictation is, why it's important, and how you should be doing it. I also have the answer key for the unit booklets. I'm going to set this off to the side and use it in conjunction with showing you these units. So let's go over Unit 1 just briefly. As with the beginning of all of her course books, she tells us which books we're going to need, what art supplies, and how to complete the course itself. One of the first things you should do is decide if you're going to do a 4- or 5-day school week. There is an honors path to this course. Basically, the honors path is the same course except for that you do extra book studies at the end of this. The 4 books that are required are Just David by Eleanor Porter, Into the Unknown, Up from Slavery by Booker T. Washington, and Patterns on the Wall by Elizabeth Yates. We were able to download for free off of Amazon Up from Slavery and Just David. Those links are in the language arts files that you can find on the Good and the Beautiful collaboration page. We also have Patterns on the Wall on its way here from eBay, so we will be ordering Into the Unknown from Jenny herself. That is not a book that I was able to find anywhere, and I'm wondering if that's something that the company itself has put together. Within each unit, we have spelling dictation, reading, unit checks, writing, art, and geography. And there is a grading sheet for parents to use. So here's our spelling dictation. We looked at that a few moments ago. We do 3 days of dictation. They do not have to be days 1, 2, and 3. For us, it'll probably be days 1, 4, and 8, or something like that. We'll spread it out. There's memorization. We'll be working on Greek and Latin roots. Those are going to be in your grammar and geography cards that come with the set. I don't know how much my son will be working on this since he's been studying Greek and Latin for quite some time now. This may be a piece that we skip. But if you've not studied Greek or Latin, definitely something that you want to work on with your high schoolers. It helps quite a bit with vocabulary and even with those standardized tests. Poetry memorization, and in Unit 1, we're looking at the geography of New England. We're being introduced to Eleanor Porter as we get ready to read her Just David book. There's a focus on vocabulary. Tells us the word, definition, and example, and then you've got to identify the part of speech. Over here, you're given the word and you have to write the definition and then use them in a sentence. Basic vocabulary, setup for how you're going to be doing it. We talk about the parts of a story. In this case, we're talking about suspense, the protagonist, really literary elements. We start with some writing, pre-writing as we get ready to read. Parts of speech, beginning sentence diagramming. If you have done any of Jenny's earlier levels, you've done quite a bit of sentence diagramming already, but it never hurts to have a review. And if you haven't done them, then you're going to want to do a little bit of catch-up. Ralph Waldo Emerson, we're talking about his poetry. doing some summarizing on the heels of level 7, which talks about plagiarism, summarization, writing effectively. We're still studying that. Doing some editing. And here's our geography, the geography of New England for Unit 1. Complete with map work. We have, in typical Good in the Beautiful fashion, lots of beautiful artwork included with the unit. They're going to be keeping a journal. We're back to spelling, and we are back to our vocabulary to do a review. And then we get an art project. In this Unit 1, they are drawing a leaf, doing pen and ink. So that's what the unit itself looks like for Unit 1. And here's your answers. It shows you exactly what we were looking at, but with the answers included. Sometimes it says answers will vary. Mom, you're going to have to read it. You're going to have to look at what they've written and see if it actually goes along with what they should be writing. But not always. Answers will vary. Here is an example. That's going to help you out a little bit, especially if you're busy. We've got all of our grammar and editing. As you can see, answers go right along with it. It's very easy. I keep them in a separate book so that my son can't see them. Then we have the unit checks. I really like these unit checks. They cover everything, but they're simple and they're not overbearing as far as tests go. We've got a unit check on our geography, unit readings, some sentence diagramming, grammar and punctuation, vocabulary, and then we have a couple of essay questions. And that's it. That's the end of their unit. That's their test for the test day. It's really quite simple. I love how this is set up so that students can do it on their own. Mom, you can check it with your answer key, but that's all you really need to do. And if you want and you trust your student, then your student can check it himself and start doing some grading. I love how it puts the responsibility into our high schoolers' pockets, which is, you know, a place where it needs to be. I also like the potential for using books on our tablets. I never thought that that would be something that our family does, but as much as we travel, it's just burdensome to try and take that many books with us when we travel. So we've started using these tablets just a little bit more than I personally would like, but move with the times. There are grammar cards that go with this. There are a book set that you can get to go with this. There's a grammar companion, which I have not printed out. We are going to just use the grammar companion on the tablet. Jenny has a few other videos regarding the high school language arts on her website if you'd like to see a little bit more. I hope that this helps you to see what's included. If you've not done the Good and the Beautiful curriculum before and you've got a high schooler, my recommendation as someone who has worked as a teacher and within the school system would be to go back to levels 6 or 7 and really get that strong grammar base and background before moving forward into the high school. When we started Good and the Beautiful, I took my son all the way back to level 5, and he actually did levels 5, 6, and 7 in 1 year because his reading level and his comprehension was so far advanced. But in the school, he had missed some of these important background pieces that Jenny relies on you having gotten from her previous levels, such as grammar, such as sentence diagramming. It did not hurt him any to go back and breeze through those and to get the background and the foundation that he will need as he goes through the high school. Also, for you mamas who are doing SAT and ACT, his ACT score jumped by like 5 points in the language arts just from going back through and doing the background for grammar and sentence diagramming. Doesn't sound like much for you ACT people, SAT people. I know because I grew up on the East Coast, but ACT 5 points is a really big deal. So I hope that this helps you, and feel free to drop us a comment. I will put a link to the collaboration page in the comment section of this video if you want to go and find the reading list for all of high school. along with links to where you can get the free books off of Amazon. Thank you.